Arsenal make it to their first Champions League semi-final since 2006? Or will a desperate Bayern Munich with absolutely nothing left to play for get the win at home instead and continue their run of form over Arsenal? Will Real Madrid continue their absolute dominance in this competition as a club, or will the relatively new kid on the block Man City beat them in Manchester once again? And are you guys interested in a parlay to use your FanDuel 30% boost on that can be used exclusively on Soccer Action? Because if you like any of that, then we're going to cover that and more in today's Champions League slate video covering the Wednesday action. It's your boy Sam, aka FIFA Brit from Goal Boys. Thank you to Sleeper Picks for sponsoring this video. You'll find out more about them later. But now, let's dive into the action. We're going to talk about Tuesday first because, oh my god, what an absolute banger of a Tuesday Champions League slate. Now, hands up, I was wrong completely about the teams that I thought were going to go through here. I said Barca would go through. I said Atletico would go through. To be fair, Barcelona got a red card pretty quickly, so, the game was changed rather significantly, but PSG pulled it off and Dortmund pulled it off. Dortmund have been disrespected this entire tournament, and I've played a part in that, so fair enough, hats off to you, Dortmund. You've been shit in the league, but you've made it to a Champions League semi-final, so, who am I to say that you're shit? You're playing pretty well now, which is crazy. We got really close on the shots lottos that I spoke about in my last video. We were one Dortmund shot away from the plus 12.20 and 3 Dortmund shots away from the plus 36.10. They ended on 19. I completely blame Atletico for screwing that. That's not Dortmund's fault. They saw out that game, and if Atletico had actually stayed in the game and not gone down, then Dortmund would have had to shoot a bit more, and we could have definitely cashed the base and maybe cashed the second, stepped up lotto as well. So we came really close on that one. Really, a bummer to not get anything out of that. That's why it can be beneficial to, run two separate ladders, because PSG had like 21, 22 shots or something like that. So, they did their job. Dortmund didn't really shoot as much, unfortunately. But the Mbappe and Haaland 3 first half shots played, which was a plus 10.20 for a quarter of a unit, moves on because Mbappe had a bunch of shots in the first half. So all eyes on Haaland as he plays against Madrid at home tomorrow. But now let's talk about the Wednesday games themselves. The first one I'm going to talk about, obviously, is Bayern against Arsenal. In case you guys don't know by now, I am an Arsenal fan. This shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. That being said, I did share on Twitter several days ago that I was taking Bayern to advance. I got that at minus 110 on Caesars. I think it's around minus 130 right now. I probably wouldn't play it there. Really, I wouldn't go past minus 120, but I did share that one publicly. So if you are not following me on Twitter, it is at FIFA Brit. Go and do that. You're missing out on a lot of publicly shared information, which I am being very generous to give to you. I don't just sit here and talk around for the fun of it. Although, to be honest, I do kind of do it for the fun of it. It's a lot of fun getting to talk. But it's worth listening to. And not to blow my own trumpet, because that sounds very confident. But, sometimes I'm right about things. So you got nothing to lose by following me on Twitter, at FIFA Brit. Go and do it. But yeah, this is a weird game. I'm going to be talking as an Arsenal fan because I am an Arsenal fan, but there's every chance this is a very defensive game. Maybe Arteta just tries to lock it up, take the distance, and take chances when they come. Or maybe Bayern score first and we're in for an absolute banger of a match. Or maybe Arsenal score first, then we make a stupid defensive mistake, like we have done several games in a row now, because we just lost to Aston Villa in the league, which was stupid. Our defence, that has been looking amazing for the whole of 2024, has now looked incredibly vulnerable 2 games in a row. So maybe this game is full of goals, but it's an Arsenal game, which means it could always be a defensive masterclass, which is stressful to watch and shit to bet on. So be cautious of that when you're thinking about taking props, when you're thinking about goals, anything like that. I'm still going to trust Saka for first half shots because he really is, not the focal point of our entire offense, because we do have a very well-rounded attack. Odegaard run things, Jesus is starting to play really well now. Trossard's starting to play really well now with some really clutch goals. But Saka usually has really good odds for shots considering the volume that he does get off. So I'll be using that in my FanDuel boost play, which I will cover later on. Bayern props are very lineup dependent. They've got a bunch of injury concerns. Like I think Coman is out. I think Gnabry is questionable if he hasn't been ruled out already. So, and Sane is pretty banged up. So I think Sane is probably going to start. And then maybe you have Musiala, and then you can bring in Tell or even Müller maybe. So I'm not really sure who's going to start in that game. So wait to see who Bayern do run out there. And then we can look at player props then. But nothing I'm going to lock in ahead of time right now. What's up everyone? I just want to say a special thank you to the sponsor of this video, Sleeper Picks. Don't forget that you can use code GOLDBOYS to get a deposit match of up to $500 if you sign up today. Thank you again, Sleeper Picks, for sponsoring this video. And now, back to the bets. Let's move on to the other quarterfinal, which is Manchester City against Real Madrid. Odds are everyone's going to be watching this one. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm going to be watching that one. They've put the games on at the same time, and there's really no need to do that. But this is, turning into a Champions League classic. They've played each other several times over the past few years, and all the games have been absolutely fantastic. High action, usually high scoring. Great games to watch. Just a fantastic Champions League spectacle. So I don't blame you if you go and watch that one. But that's the game that's going to be, I think, the most interesting for player props and just for goals in general. Something I have locked in now is both teams to score over 2.5 on DraftKings at -120 to win 1 unit. This is not the same Man City team last year that beat Madrid 4-0 at home. This City team does not keep clean sheets. They have let Luton score against them. They have let several teams that they should be keeping clean sheets against get a goal. They conceded a goal to Crystal Palace like 3 minutes into the game. Now, to be fair, Palace did just go and beat Liverpool, so maybe we should respect Palace. But this is not a City that's keeping clean sheets the way they were last year. And this is fucking Real Madrid. This is a very, very scary team. These are arguably two of the best teams in the world right now. Neither of them can defend very well, and they all like scoring goals. Every single person on this field is going to want to score an absolute screamer because it's such a fantastic game. So both teams to score it over 2.5 at -120. I was expecting that to be like -140, -150. I think that's a lot of respect to a Man City defense that can't really keep clean sheets. So I love that. I locked that in to win 1 unit. I've also got a tiny ladder on something that I know is going to frustrate me. It's a Bernardo Silva first half shots ladder. Now this guy is incredibly pass first. It's not the usual kind of guy that I would take for a first half shots ladder. I usually do it based on volume. This one is based on value, simply because Bernardo Silva seems to love scoring against Madrid in the past couple of years. He got a brace against them in Manchester last year, and he just scored a free kick in the first leg. Now, you know what was annoying about that? He didn't shoot again after that free kick for the entire first half. I ran this play then, I'm running it again now because the odds are so good. I took him for 2 first half shots at +600 for 0.2 units and for 3 first half shots at +3,000 for 0.1 units. So just, 0.3 units total split across those. It's incredible value on someone who plays as an attacking midfielder or a winger in a Manchester City offense. You can just stumble into shots by playing attack for Manchester City. And Silva has a pretty good track record against Madrid. So when he gets confirmed in the lineup, I will probably look for a safer bet and lock him in for a shot on target, simply because he's incredibly efficient, and when he does shoot, it is usually on target. That will probably be my safer approach to this, but I really like the value on the first half shots, especially if this game is going back and forth. Now, someone who I love to bet on in the Champions League for Madrid is Vinicius Jr., aka Vinny. He's an absolute madman. He's got a ridiculous record of scoring or assisting in Champions League knockout games. There is, however, one problem, and that is that Kyle Walker might be back for City. If Kyle Walker is back, healthy and starting at right back to match up against Vinny on the wing, then I would just be careful about betting Vinny. I'm not saying don't bet him at all, because again, this City team is not brilliant at defending. They're good at it, don't get me wrong, but they're not as good as they used to be. And Kyle Walker is probably the only fullback in the world that can really give Vinny a hard time. Now, Vinny is an amazing player. I'm just giving you a slight word of warning. If Walker is in, be careful with Vinny props. But now we've covered the games, let's round this up with the FanDuel boost. Now, if you didn't get this boost, I am sorry. Sometimes FanDuel just hates people, or you might be promo banned for either being too good at betting, or maybe they just don't like you, you know? Maybe they just said, fuck you, you don't get this boost. It does happen. I used to never get boosts. Now they give me boosts again, and I keep winning them, so I probably won't get them for much longer, but we'll find out. This is what I'm doing for the FanDuel boost. Haaland, 2 first half shots, and over 1.5 total goals in the City Madrid game, parlayed with Saka, 2 first half shots. That comes out to plus 547 unboosted, and with the boost, it gets boosted to plus 711. Nice number there on FanDuel, and I took that for half a unit. I felt pretty good about that. These guys are the main focal points of the offense, and 2 first half shots is something that they both hit pretty regularly, especially recently. So yeah, that's my FanDuel boost, and that is my Wednesday Champions League slate preview. As always, if you do think you have a problem with gambling, don't forget to call the number 1-800-GAMBLER. And yeah, best of luck with your action. Let's have another fantastic day of Champions League action. Tuesday was a banger. Let's hope Wednesday is just as good, if not better. Best of luck with all your bets, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Hey guys, thank you for watching. Guess what? Friends don't let friends watch videos without smashing the like button. So be a friend and smash the like button and ring the bell. It'll notify you when we go live. Also, if you could, press that subscribe button. More subscribers, the more bets we can get out to all of you guys. And drop your favorite bet in the comments.